So I have this Escort here in this red rich light, and it needs a tune-up. So that's what I'm gonna do in this video. I'm just gonna we're not gonna mix words or mess around. We're just gonna take it apart and get after it. That was kind of loose. That was kind of loose. Let's see what's up. The scale should pop off now. Yeah, so the springs are on the highest setting, and so we're going to adjust that, but I need to get into this action. I picked this knife up on the secondary market, and it was sold as new, and for the most part that's what I'm finding here. But I definitely wanted to get in here and clean it, tune it, make sure that everything's in good shape in here. Because you never know. I mean, like, you could have rust or dirt, or the outside of the knife could represent really well, but then on the inside it's got issues. And so these Escorts are made, like, I believe the drop bear as well, and maybe a couple other Kizers that have their lock like this. These are made to pull the scales and make these adjustments without having to take the knife apart. Yep. Now, I am going to take the knife apart because I want to get in to the guts here and make sure that we're clean and lubed properly, and yeah, all the little good things. So we're gonna get down in it. But I could have, if I just wanted to adjust the spring, I could have adjusted, put the scale back on, and moved forward. Yep. But with that said, let's finish disassembly. Yeah, see, this got old grease in it, and we're gonna improve this situation here. Yep, we're going to clean all this and then put it back together. But we're not going to dilly-dally. We're going to get after it. This is one of the things with these Kizers that's so cool, is they captured these spacers even. So in the scale's captured. So if you're working on one side or the other, you don't need two screwdrivers, none of that kind of stuff. Everything's captured. I mean, they do these so well. And if you're new to the channel, you may not know, but these Escorts, they are at the top of my list. I love the Kizer Escort, all the versions. I like the aluminum version with the 20 CV steel, and I love this version with the red ridge light. And then I scored an original this year, titanium version that is a frame lock. And man, that was a grail for me. And I had seen a few over time, but of course they were too much money out of my budget. I couldn't afford to drop the coin that was necessary to get one, man. I just, you know how the stars align and things come into play, and man, I was able to get one, a new one, in my budget this summer. It's so cool. I mean, it's one of those moments as a knife collector. You know, I guess a collector of anything. You know, if I collected Corvettes, there's probably a Corvette out there that would be in my grail somehow. And, you know, if I could get my hands on one, and then one showed up, and I was able to bring it into the house. You know, the trouble with something like that, it is kind of troubling. is I can't carry the knife. I'd love to put that knife in my pocket, but you know, it's such a special knife to me. I mean, there may be, might be 5 people watching this video going, man, I got one in my pocket right now. But when you got that special piece, it's not going to go in your pocket. I mean, maybe. I mean, I do kind of have that side of me that says, well, if I own it, I'm going to carry it. Like, I didn't buy it to look at it. I want to use it. It's such a good knife. But instead, what I do is I have multiples. And so I have some that I'll use and some that don't get used. Yeah. This is a user. $100% this will end up in my pocket. Yeah, buddy. All right. Well, let's go for reassemble. Where's my pivot? Am I looking at it? Am I missing it? That's the barrel spacer. I thought I saw something come off the bench, and it had to be, well, no, this is my pivot right here. Here's the barrel spacer. All right, calm down, man. Whew. Things are getting weird in here. All right, so I can see, and then I threw it off the bench anyways. Idiot. All right, here we go. How do we want to do this? I think what I want to do is just set that down. I'll put my bearing down on top of it. And I'm going to oil it. And then I'm going to blade me. Yeah, that's not going to work because my thumb studs are getting in the way. And so I got to pick it up, and then when I pick it up, everything's going to come out of alignment. So I think what I'm going to do, just to get it right, I'm going to put a screw in it. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take this screw, I think I'm going to have to put my scale on to do that properly. Get that tight. And then I'm going to assemble. And then I'll pull that scale back off. But I think this will help make it easy to get it all back together. See, because now I can bring this scale in. Get it lined up properly. I think my stop pin is not aligned properly. No, it's fine. All right, so here's what I want to do. So now that I've got this, I'm going to put this screw in here. This screw. I take that back. It's not that screw. It's this screw, but I forgot to put that spacer in. So let me stop that blade from flying around trying to cut me. Get this so I can put this in. Ugh, making a mess out of this, man. I might have to take that apart. Yeah. This has to go in first. Okay, now I'm going to put my screw in down here, and this will hold all that together. I can pull that scale back off. Like so. And then I can take this out. And I'm still together. Yeah. Yeah. Is that, I think that screw goes up there, doesn't it? Goes right there. Because there's one on each side. I didn't take that one out. All right, so now I can put my barrel in, which will also stabilize the knife because it spaces these almost perfectly. Okay, and then I can put a spring on one side and then do the other side. Get my springs on. I do think I'm going to lighten up this action a little bit. It was on the stiffest setting, and I think I'm going to go to the middle setting. Right there. See where I'm at in the middle? So I'm going to mirror that on this other side. These are so much nicer to work on than some of the others, man. Some of them you really have like an erector set, and you gotta be a circus acrobat to get everything to come into alignment sometimes. There we go. All right, so that's all wonderful. Now I can actually just put my scales on and put my pivot screw in, and we'll start to tighten this knife up. Simple, right? Like even I can do it. Oh, oh, so good. So good, man. Are we centered? Yeah, buddy. All right. Pocket clip, couple of body screws. Let's get these, shake that, move that body. Yeah. I did a video not fairly recently with that song, and it's associated to a movie. If you know, you know. But yeah, it's funny. Funny movie. Lashitsky. Yeah, pretty funny movie. Oh man, that is so good. All right, pocket clip. And the screws in it were loose. So I'm gonna tighten them down, but then I'm going to check the tension on this clip because I may pull it right back off and add some tension to this dude. No, it's got a ton of tension. So I'm just going to tighten up these screws. Yeah. Let me check it. Thick stuff. Yep. And standard jean size stuff. Yep. My back pocket. Yeah, buddy. Oh man, is that nice. And now it's got one finger action. Wonderful ergonomics. Wonder if that blade's sharp. Yeah, man. I'm not going to mess with that. Looks like a factory edge to me. I'm digging it. Yeah, Kizer Escort. I'd love to tell you where you can find one, what you got to pay for them, but they're kind of drawing a premium right now. I mean, you got to keep your eyes open, and maybe you can find one at a reasonable price. Like, I think at one time, these were selling for sub $50. So if you can pick one up now for, $70 or so, I think you're doing pretty good on this Richlight version. It's got 154 cm steel, and it's pretty cool. I'm tempted to dye this one purple. I don't know if this Richlight will take dye, but I may try it. And then the CV20 version with aluminum scales, black aluminum scales, 20 CV steel. I've seen those going recently for 140, 150. I've seen people asking close to $200 for those. And at one time, you could buy those for a fair piece under $100 when they were trying to close those out and move them on. The original, I mean, man, if you can find one sub $200, you're doing pretty good. I've seen those for well over $200, but if you can find one for under $200, it's a good purchase, and I recommend it because it's a wonderful knife, and of course I'm a big fan of Dirk Pinkerton too, man. I like his stuff. I have quite a few of his knives. Anyways, we've cleaned this one up. I mean, check it out. See what you think. If you can find one, man, put one in your hands, and all those that have them are going to comment. They're going to go, "Oh yeah, I love my Kizer." I'm pretty confident of that. Or my Escort. Anyways, appreciate y'all watching me tune this one up. Take care.